Hey yo, I'm so tight because people at D23 actually got to see footage of Kang the Conqueror in the Ant-Man 3 trailer, and also got to see clues of him in a Loki Season 2 trailer. While people like me and you were left to only read about what happened at D23, I still got this question. Will we see the same Kang in Ant-Man 3 and in Loki Season 2? I think that answer is no. But with that being said, how will both of those projects actually connect? Look, you want to stick around because I think it's all building up to Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars. What's up? It's Kendall with Normies to Nerds. Please drop a like and subscribe to the channel because we're grinding to our first 1,000 subs. Let's get it. Because both of these Phase 5 properties, Ant-Man 3 and Loki Season 2, will be huge in setting up the end of the multiverse saga with Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars. Like, we all know that Kang is going to be the main villain in Ant-Man 3, and many expect to see a lot more of him in Season 2 of Loki than what we got in Season 1. And quite honestly, I would love it if Kevin Feige just sprinkled Kang in every movie and TV show that comes out in Phase 5. But even though all of these Kangs that we're expecting to see will be played by the one and only Jonathan Majors, I don't expect to see the same Kang more than once until it all comes together in Kang Dynasty. But if that's true, how in the hell do they plan to connect Ant-Man 3 to Loki Season 2? So first, let's talk about the best clue that we've gotten on what Kang is doing, as the ending of the Ant-Man 3 trailer was described like this. Scott shows down with Kang and tells him not to mess with him because he's an Avenger. The Kang responds and says, "An Avenger? Have I killed you?" And then Kang says, "They all blurred together after a while." And then Scott goes on to ask who this person is, and Kang replies to say, "Just a man who's lost a lot of time like you. But we can help each other. Someone stole something from me, and you're the only one who can steal it back." And he says that as Cassie is there and being held hostage, and she shakes her head at her dad. And then Kang says, "Do we have a deal?" And Scott says no, so Kang starts to torture them both. And look, as crazy as that description sounds, my question here is, what was stolen from Kang the Conqueror, and why is it so important that Scott goes to get it back? While it could be anything, I mean, it could be something that's sentimental to Kang, or something that gives him a bit more juice and power, I'm thinking big. Like, I'm thinking that he's after something that helps prevent Secret Wars. You see, with the multiverse opening up, there are multiple kings who have their own ideas about how to keep the multiverse in existence. Like He Who Remains says, that leads to them all getting into a fight that leads to a multiversal war, where He Who Remains had to isolate a timeline by creating a device that harnesses Elias' power. Now back to Ant-Man 3, where I think that variant of Kang the Conqueror is actually going after that device that was stolen by MODOK. Now look, this isn't a Ant-Man 3 prediction video, but let's just say that Ant-Man defeats Kang and that device is either lost or stolen, and Ant-Man thinks that they have defeated Kang the Conqueror for good after this one movie. But in the post-credit scene, we see another Kang step into this quantum realm and pick up that very same device, which is honestly like a great way to show that killing one Kang isn't going to be good enough to save the multiverse. And look, I know you may be wondering like how that version of Kang the Conqueror was able to get that device, but here is where we get to Season 2 of Loki, where I think that the scope of what these Kangs are doing will be revealed. And that reveal will be one that blows the introduction of Kang the Conqueror in Season 1 out of the multiverse, bruh. Because I think that the events of Ant-Man 3 will lead to some fragility in the TVA. Like, you know, at the end of Loki, in this shot that I've shown like 100 times by now, Kang has a statue posted in the TVA. However, in the Loki trailer description, it says this: there's also a shot where Loki chisels away at a mural of the Timekeepers to reveal a wall of giant golden Kang variant faces. But bruh, why are the Timekeepers even showing up anymore after Kang the Conqueror has come out and basically said, "I'm running the TVA from the front now"? Well, it all comes together with this. Like, remember when Loki was pushed back into the TVA in the first place during the Loki season finale? Like, no one knew who he was, and that's apparently still going to be the case according to that trailer. So what if that TVA that Loki was pushed into was the exact same TVA that variant of Kang the Conqueror from Ant-Man 3 was ruling over? And being that Kang from Ant-Man 3 was killed, the Timekeepers are now required once again to be figureheads in running the TVA. So I think Loki will be going through the multiverse to once again find his way to Kang, thinking that this time he will take up Kang's offer to run the TVA, only to get to Kang's Citadel to find out that there are a council of Kangs who are working together to control the entire multiverse. Look, I know that I might have you lost in the weeds just a little bit, but just to tie it all together, look, remember that the Kang in Ant-Man 3, he was after this device that would help him control a lion. I believe he got that device through the plans that Ms. Minutes gave to Renslayer in the Loki finale. That device could be used by the Council of Kangs to keep their universes separate and alive without them crossing over to start an incursion. That's why it was so important for that variant of Kang and Ant-Man to get his device back, because without it, like, he would either be killed by the Council of Kangs or his timeline would just be pruned in order to prevent another incursion. So what we see happen in Loki season 2 could very well be the council trying to clean up the mess that Ant-Man caused. And I think what happens in Loki with the Council of Kangs being revealed leads us right into Kang Dynasty, to a place where it would all fall apart and allow for a huge amount of incursions to take place to set up Secret Wars. So yeah, that's why I don't think we'll be seeing the same Kang twice in any MCU property until we probably get to Kang Dynasty. But hey, man, my brain is hurting from this theory here because it was an extremely fun one to make, but really a hard one to make sense, if it even made sense at all. But hey, look, let me know what you think in the comment section below about what could be going down between Ant-Man 3 and Loki season 2, because I think that they are both connected to what is going to be happening in Kang Dynasty. Look, I will see you in the next video.